Welcome to the Story Town, where every story speaks, teaches, and inspires. Today's story is not about a sword. It's about the strength of the mind. About a young prince who was called weak, but proved to be the bravest of all. He didn't fight with anger. He fought with patience, love, and courage. So sit back, listen carefully, and if it is possible, speak along with me. Because this story will not only touch your heart, it will also help you speak better English. Let the story begin. Once upon a time, there was a grand kingdom called Arjungarh. It was full of brave warriors with sharp swords and keen eyes. But at this time, the kingdom was facing its greatest challenge. The king had passed away, and the royal family was about to end. Because the only heir to the throne, Prince Samar, was only 30 years old. He was educated, but he was a weak and calm young man. He had never fought in a battle and stayed away from the sword. After the death of the king, it was time for Samar to be crowned. But the ministers, nobles, and old generals were against him. Samar can't hold a sword. He is no warrior. A warrior is what Arjungarh needs. Although Samar was the only heir, every day he was humiliated in the court. His decisions were ignored. His advice was rejected. There was silence in the palace, but a storm was brewing in his heart. And to make things worse, the neighboring kingdom, Shauryagarh, was starting to attack the borders. Their king was preparing for war. Everyone agreed, in war, a soft-hearted prince couldn't rule. Samar began to doubt himself. Maybe I am not worthy. Maybe they are right. But inside, he refused to give up. He had to protect Arjungarh from Shauryagarh. His 80-year-old grandfather, General Prithvi Singh, who had once been a great warrior of Arjungarh, was now old and tired, but still full of strength. He saw Samar sitting lost in thought. Prithvi Singh, who had left the court due to his age, suddenly arrived at the court the next day with his cane. And he said something that changed history forever. Everyone in the court went silent as 80-year-old Prithvi Singh spoke. You all talk about bravery. A true warrior is not one who swings a sword. A true warrior is one who never gives up, even when everyone turns their back on him. He placed his hand on Samar's shoulder and said, Samar, you may not have held a sword, but you have read every book. You understand strategy. You have the most powerful weapon, patience and vision. Now, it's time for you to prove yourself, not with a sword, but with your mind. Grandfather gave Samar an old map showing the enemy's movements, their weaknesses, and a secret route. Your battle, my son, will not be fought on the battlefield. It will be fought in your mind. If you want to save Arjungarh, never give up. Despite facing strong opposition in the court, Samar stayed calm and focused. With his grandfather's support, his confidence grew. That night, for the first time, he looked in the mirror and said, I am the future of Arjungarh, but I will fight not like a warrior, but like a strategist. Samar studied the map day and night. He made plans, sent secret messages, and visited his people. He decided, I won't use a sword, but I will use my mind, patience, and love to win this battle. He went to the ministers who had once doubted him and spoke calmly. He took responsibility for the safety of their homes. He even began to guard the fort himself. Slowly, whispers began in the court. This young man doesn't use a sword, but he has true love for his people in his eyes. Samar sent spies to Shauryagarh, disguised as farmers, traders, and workers. They gathered information about the enemy's weaknesses. One day, they discovered Shauryagarh's supplies were being sent through a narrow mountain pass. Samar immediately sent soldiers to block that route, cutting off the enemy's supply line. He began training his army not in sword fighting, but in strategy, patience, and teamwork. He also taught his people how they could help during the war. He visited every village in the kingdom and said, "This kingdom is not just mine, it is ours, and we will all protect it together." Shauryagarh attacked suddenly, and Samar's plans were interrupted. The kingdom was in panic. Some courtiers mocked him. "We told you, this boy isn't fit to be king." That night, Samar sat alone on the castle's tower. The enemy had come to the door. He could see defeat in front of him, but he refused to give up. Then his grandfather Prithvi Singh came, leaning on his cane. "What's wrong, son?" Samar said, "My plan didn't work. Everyone has lost hope in me." Prithvi Singh replied, "A king is not someone who only wins battles. A king is someone who never gives up even at the end." Samar felt the fire within him reignite. He didn't attack directly. Instead, he used the enemy's weakness against them. He blocked all roads to the fort, hid the food and water supplies, and filled the roads outside with mud to slow the enemy's advance. He used every strategy to make Shauryagarh's army lose hope. After 30 days, hungry, tired, and defeated, Shauryagarh's general surrendered. Samar, once criticized, had become the pride of Arjungarh. The people said, "He never held a sword, but he won the war. He didn't rule with anger, but with wisdom. This is Samar, the one who never gave up." Shauryagarh's general sent a message, "We don't want war. We salute Samar's wisdom and courage. Please accept peace." The entire kingdom of Arjungarh rejoiced. The battle was won before it even began through Samar's patience, strategy, and never give up attitude. Once again, the throne was set in the royal court, but this time no one opposed Samar. His grandfather Prithvi Singh, with tears in his eyes, took his hand and said, "Today I see my reflection in you, but you are a greater warrior. You won the war without shedding blood." Arjungarh celebrated with flowers, music, and dancing. Children drew pictures of Samar. The elders said, "We have seen a king, but today we found a thoughtful king." Samar sat on the throne for the first time, not with pride, but with humility and responsibility. He announced, "I am the king of Arjungarh, but I have come not to rule, but to serve." His words were forever written in history. Never give up. This isn't just a saying, it's a way of life. Samar didn't have a sword, nor a strong body, but he had his mind, patience, and belief in himself. The world will tell you, "You are weak, you can't do it." But as long as you don't give up, no one can defeat you. Remember, you don't lose when you fall. You lose when you refuse to rise.